is Lori-Lyn. Welcome to my backyard. Welcome to my studio. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my creative life. I love it when businesses that you've done business with send you a coupon code on your birthday. It makes me really happy. It makes me feel like I'm getting a little present. So this is my birthday coffee from Expedition Roaster. So it is Friday. The love list is posted on the blog. I'm going to be posting the next phase of my prayer painting process onto IGTV later today. I'm hopefully going to be cleaning and organizing this room and figuring out my supply list of canvas and paint that I need. I have some new projects that I'm starting, and I don't know, the energy just feels better to me right now. I feel like there's been a little bit of a lift and it feels a little more gentle, and maybe it's just because of the weather, because we're not covered in ice and snow right now. I was actually able to get out yesterday and walk a little bit, and hopefully maybe do some more walking today. I don't know when the rain is supposed to get here. I think we're gonna have some really big rainstorms. It is Saturday. It's Saturday morning, and I'm trying to. Saturday is like the day when I do house cleaning and stuff, and I'm trying to get some of that done. But the dogs really like for me to sit on the couch with them, so I'm doing that. So you know how you know the sounds that your house makes, like. You know what it sounds like to walk on certain parts of your floor, or what it sounds like when your house is settling. I mean, I think all of us get used to our home's particular sounds. So when you hear those sounds at night, for instance, they don't scare you or bother you or worry you because you know what they are. You know, this is kind of the language that my house speaks. It speaks in these sounds. So this morning, I get up really early. This morning, I was already up. It was super early. I heard Tracy walk from the bedroom to the bathroom. It's a very specific way that feet sound on that part of the floor in the hallway, and I also heard him go into the bathroom. I heard the door, the sound of the bathroom door. And it worried me because it was so early. He's still asleep right now. So I thought, why is he up so early? Is he sick? So I went to investigate, and he hadn't gotten up. No one was there. It didn't bother me because I realized I've been hearing that lately. There have been several other times lately when I've heard walking in that part of the hallway. So this is a story that I've told many times. Maybe you've heard it already, but maybe you haven't. I'm going to tell it again. Our house, the house we live in, was built in 1918, and it has had 3 owners. 3 families have lived in this house. The original owners of the house built the house. It was a man and a woman, and they had 2 daughters. One of the daughters got married and moved out and had children. The other daughter did not. That daughter, her name was Elizabeth, lived in this house all of her life. She lived here until she was in her 90s. She had a stroke and was moved to a nursing home, and she actually died in the nursing home, not in the house. However, I don't know if her parents died in the house. If I were guessing based on time period, probably one or both of them did. After she died, her nephew sold the house to the next owners, again a family comprised of a man and a woman and 2 children, a son and a daughter. That family had experiences in this house routinely, regularly. Like, they talked to Elizabeth, they saw her, she interacted with them as a ghost in this house. In fact, their son would not sleep alone in his bedroom because in the middle of the night, Elizabeth, the ghost, would come in and run her hands through his hair. Then that family, sold the house to us. Well, before we moved in, we did work on the house. Tracy redid the kitchen and the bathroom. So we were, tearing things out. And from what I understand, that's something that can often kick up ghost activity. People who have lived in the house, who love the house, wonder what you're doing, and they come around to see what you're doing. We had some activity when we were working on the house. In fact, two people who were helping us do some of that work actually ran out of the house one day. They were in here alone and they ran out because of some things that had happened that were frightening. So we had some experiences, but one of the experiences that we had was before we lived here. I was downstairs and Tracy was upstairs and we were doing some cleaning and he was running the vacuum and he was in the room that is now sort of my dressing room where my clothes are hanging. He looked into the hallway and saw a woman, Elizabeth. She was wearing a house coat, walk from the bathroom into the guest bedroom. He just watched her walk by. She was solid, just looked like a woman in a house coat walking through the house. He followed her into the bedroom and she disappeared. Now, at that time, it would be different now. This was years ago. I don't know how long we've lived here, 17 years, maybe, something like that. Maybe longer. But at that time, he was not at all open to paranormal experience. He did not want to have paranormal experience. He didn't want to see ghosts. He didn't want to talk to them. I was more into it. But he did not want this to happen. And so I talked to her. I just talked to her and said, hey, here's who we are. Here's what we're doing in the house. We love the house. We're going to live in the house. If you have not crossed over, if you haven't gone into the light, you might want to consider doing that. Either way, if you're going to be here, if you're going to be in the house, please, we would prefer not to see you. We would prefer not to be frightened. Just don't scare us. And after that, we've had other experiences in the house, but not her. Tracy's had some experiences with ghosts that were attached, or spirits that were attached to some of our furniture. But Elizabeth, we haven't seen her since that one time. And over the years, I've kind of regretted that conversation. Like I've thought, I think Tracy could handle it. He would be more open to it. Now, wondered, like, is she still here? Does she still, hang around in the house with us and is just honoring our wishes and we're not seeing? I don't know. But it's the same hallway. The hallway where I heard the walking this morning, that's the same hallway where he saw her all those years ago. Stairs now. And this Victrola, this week, I moved into this corner and opened the lid. So that Victrola is original to this house. It belonged to the family, Elizabeth's family. When the second family bought this house, they didn't want it, so they were going to get rid of it, and the next door neighbors took it, and they basically just took it and held it like they didn't want it to be lost. It belonged to the house. So when we moved into this house, the next door neighbors brought it back to us. But all of these years that we've lived here, it hasn't really been out. It hasn't really been like a show piece. It's just been kind of in a corner. We've moved it around. It was like, where do we put this thing? The lid's always been down on it. But this week, I like to, move things around and redecorate a little bit seasonally. And so I had taken down the Christmas tree that was in this room that had become a Valentine tree. And when I took that down, it left this space in the corner, and I brought that little lighted tree, that springy tree in, and I thought, hey, let's move the Victrola. So we moved the Victrola in, and I lifted the lid. It still has a record on it, and I really like it visually. I think it's really pretty there, and we're now thinking of trying to get a needle and a screen for it so that it would be functional again. And I did wonder when I did that if the original inhabitants of the house, whose Victrola that is, might be interested in coming back around, if that might, increase spiritual activity. I don't know. I don't know if it has or if it will. I don't know.
Wondering when it would all fall into place. Worried or a novelty, actually keen with me how long? Oh, I can't say. Tomorrow is good, tomorrow is fine. Felt heavy, felt believing, so I'll take it as a sign. Diet of winter, couldn't be colder. Every day trying not to be a lost case. You still don't waver. Wish I could get a picture. Beats of our breath falling into the same pace. Tomorrow is good, tomorrow is fine. Felt heavy, felt believing, so I'll take it as a sign.
Joining me. I post these weekly vlogs every Sunday. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell. Visit me at Lori-Lyn if you'd like to commission your own personal prayer painting. I'll see you next week.